Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday morning to you. I hope that your day is going well. My day is going fantastic. I woke up in such a good mood. This week has been a great week. For me personally, nothing exciting, nothing like out of the ordinary, just feeling great, feeling really good. I was a little tired this morning, so I slept in for an extra hour, which is good. Greg had sickness last week, and did anybody else? I don't think anybody else did, but it's one of those things when you have a large family household, one person might get it, and it might take a week and somebody else will get it, or you know how that works, right? Germ spread, all those good things. So I've definitely been taking care of myself, making sure I'm getting the rest I need, because I know that even though I don't feel I didn't feel last week, I felt a little bit, but not full blown he was sick. So even today I was I went to bed early last night, God, I had good sleep, woke up one time during the night, but enough to go back to bed. And so it's okay, if I'm feeling a little tired, I should go back to sleep just in case. So I'm glad I did. So I woke up and here I am, ready to rock and roll. So are you ready for a great day? Today is our baking day. This is the day I like to set aside this year. I've been really trying to do managing my days. I'm getting my coffee going from the second cup here, managing my days and getting set days during the week. This has really helped me. I know my format for filming right now is not for everybody, and that is okay. That is okay. My life, I used to just film every day. Even in the mountains, I kind of was repetitive when we did things, not all the time because life changed, but I just did different things, right? So here, moving here, it was I just tried to film my day, but my days were so different, and I was running kids, and I was here and there, and we're trying, we're moving to a new place, so meeting new people and doing activities. It's just a lot of chaos. It was a lot getting used to life, and wasn't making a lot of food because it was just different. And now I feel okay, Brooklyn's got her job, she's driving. It's even driving her is no big deal. I'm gonna have to do that for the next kids as well. But getting into that routine of life again, it's a good thing. So having I don't have a ton of little kids at home, so it's not filming a whole day of fun things we're doing at home, because it's sitting with teenagers doing, school. It's you only can eat so much food. So it's it's just different. So that's why I've kind of blocked off my Tuesday and Thursday to do my set videos based on my book that I wrote back in the day. And then based on the other thing, it's also helping me as well. Even though it's longer filming, it just works. I don't feel okay, what are you going to get today? What are we even going to do? I don't even know. So having this format is good for me, because I know Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, it's going to be food or something that we're doing, and it works good that way. So I hope it's good for you. I know change is hard. I get it. Nobody likes change. If you watch, I think YouTube has become TV shows. So if you watch your favorite TV show as a kid, right? And then they went and changed the whole set, moving from the mountains to here, people are I don't like your new house. And I'm that's okay, because I'm the one living in it. But I'm it's because nobody likes change. Nobody likes to change. And it's hard. I have found it is hard for people to change. Most people cannot adapt to change. It's hard. Our world is full of people at the same, well, maybe not so much right now because of life, but getting a job and staying with it forever, and not switching out and doing different things, and moving to another state, not very often, majority of people. And so, and especially with a large family and having a large family, all those things factor in an equation of our family has definitely been not the normal. We've always gone against the grain, always did things different, and adventurous, moving, this and that. And it's part of life. And now I grew up in a household where it was more, I say, steady. Dad worked at the same job. We lived in our same house our whole entire life. And then I got married, and I remember reading a book, and they talked about 3 different kinds of men. And most of the world is a steady, and he's very steady, does his thing, kind of stays at his job, never jumps out of the ordinary, will do some fun things, but not super exciting. And you just right here, even keel. But a lot of these women long for the husband with adventure, long for the husband with passion, long for excitement in their life, And so then you get the other ones, and my husband is one of those men, and it's the visionaries, and it's the movers and shakers of the world, and the ones that will people will go, what are you doing with your family? You're moving them again? You're doing this? And nobody can understand it. Nobody can understand it, but it's the ones that people long to have, but then when you're in it, you're oh, I long to have that. It's always grass is greener on the other side. But if you can look at your life, no matter what kind it is, and just go, okay, this is my life, this is my marriage. How am I going to adapt? How am I going to learn to grow with it and do good and get out of that mindset of it's got to be this way? And I remember reading in that book, and it said, you have to learn to enjoy the ride, or you're going to be pretty miserable and make a miserable wife. And I was like, that is so true. And I think I've only known a few, like of all my friends and people I've known over the years, there's only been a few that are like the same as that Mr. Visionary. And I'm like, I get that. So I understand that completely. So yes, our life is different. Yes, it's the way it is, but it makes for, there's always some exciting. I mean, I never thought in a million years I live in Florida. Never thought I'd have where I'm at right now. Not at all. So it's like learning to enjoy the ride. So same thing with channel. It's not going to be the same. It's because my life is changing. It's doing things. And I'm doing like, okay, Lord, what can I do to be an encouragement? And this year I feel like he wanted to be very intentional. Like my channel, I've shared about Jesus. I've shared, it's part of my life. I love the Lord. I share things that have helped me and things over the years, but this year it's like being intentional, and it's not going to be for everybody. And that is okay. But at the end of my life, I am responsible and accountable to God one day. And he's going to say, okay, what have you done with what I've given you? What are you doing with it? What is it? Have you done what I asked you to do? So just being encouraged, and same thing in your own life. Like at the end of our lives, God's going to say, what have you done with the gifts I've given you? What are you doing with it? What did you do with the things? And so we're accountable to that. And so when you can rest in that and just go, yeah, I'm okay with that. So that's where you have that peace and contentment. But again, I know it's not going to be everybody, and I'm okay. So that was a big, giant, long conversation. Maybe you need to hear it. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. And that's okay. I'm just glad you're here, because you're here because you enjoy this kind of content. You enjoy those kind of things. So I'm happy you're here. And I really feel like the Lord's just been like weeding out a lot of things. And I'm like, it makes it much more peaceful, much more homey, and much more enjoyable, because you get a lot of negative when you're on social media. It happens, and it's there. It's part of what you do. And so it's making it pleasant, more pleasant than it's ever been, which is crazy. So I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying your comments. I'm enjoying your emails. I'm enjoying just talking to people and saying, okay, it's good. It's good. It's just a good thing. It's a great thing. Isn't it good? I'm excited. I'm excited to just go along with all the journeys together with you and walk through this and the same, knowing that somebody else is doing the same thing in their home. And that's awesome. And maybe I'm struggling with it. Like I was cleaning that stove yesterday and I was like, I don't like doing this, but I'm like, some other woman's going to do the same thing and not like it either. But you know what? At the end of the day, our oven is clean and our stove is clean, and I'm using it today. And I'm excited. So all good things. So today, let's talk. Today is going to be our baking day. Usually I dedicate all of today to baking mostly, but I'm going to do a little bit more on top of baking because I got all that food for shopping, and I'd like to kind of prep it a little bit. So I kind of went through my list, and I'm like, I picked out the few things I would like to make for dinner. Well, the few things. The one thing I want to make for dinner, the couple of other things I want to do, like we're gonna do some baking or treats, things like that to have for the week. I gotta do a bunch of veggie prep because we got all those veggies, like chop them up to freeze. Also like to do like all the cheese, shred all that cheese. I figured if I got the machine out to do all the veggies, might as well do all the cheese. And then I was gonna focus on breakfast things, because that's something that every day, like kids are happy grabbing whatever, and if it's something in the refrigerator, they'll grab it, but they're happy grabbing cereal. We've been eating a lot of grits. So I thought, I've got the $1 million eggs. Yes, the $1 million eggs. So I thought, why don't I do a couple different breakfast things with the eggs? You know, might as well. Might as well. It's like cold, right? So that's going to be our focus today. It's just going to be a great day. I'm excited. My goal is to get done here before I have to leave and take the kids to classes this afternoon, and I think it can be done. And if not, and I got to come back and work some more, I'll do the same thing. So, okay. All right. Enough chit chat. Are you ready for a great day? I'm ready for an amazing day. Get your cup of coffee. I've got mine. I think this is the vanilla honey one or something like that. Honey nut. I don't know. It's good. It's yummy from Great Value. So, you ready for a good day? All right. Let's go. Okay. First, one cookie that was requested in our household is no-bake cookies. The kids like this. It's one of their favorite. And so they said, would you make some more? And I'm like, absolutely, I'll make some more. I'm glad I bought more oatmeal because I was out of it. And so we're going to put it all in the pot here. I'm going to double it. Usually I just do one at a time, and it seems like it's done well. And sometimes I feel like when I double it, it makes that weird where they don't harden. But we're going to be very, very hopeful today. So let me do good and get recipes on the screen, because I forget. It's one of those things. It's like an extra step, and I understand it's good to have for you guys. It's just one thing I forget to do if I don't have it. So let me put the stuff in here and we'll take it to the stove. Okay, we'll let that heat up over here. I'm gonna go back over here. And I got my Sam's Club is sitting at my door, and it's got like my flowers, that kind of stuff. And so I'm gonna fill up my containers. Yes, I'm gonna pour the sugar right on top of the old sugar, but the problem is none of this is gonna be in here for very long. Like, we'll go through it, so don't worry about my sugar on the bottom being bad, or because it's not gonna be bad. Never had sugar or flour go bad. I don't, no, never. So I'm just gonna pour this in here, and I've got bigger containers in my pantry. I'll pour in the remainder. This I just pulled out of my cupboard because I had it in there. Okay. So this way I'll have a full sugar for today. I'm gonna go get, so that's gonna take a minute. And I've got these right here. Please pour the extra in. I was looking at my recipe, and I realized I had, like, you can add peanuts to this, and you can also add coconut to it. I don't normally do that, and I was like, this is one of my children's favorite cookies, and I'm like, I'd hate to add coconut because I don't think this child likes coconut. So I don't want to do that, but I'm like, I have coconut to use up, and I haven't done anything. I even have coconut extract. Why did I buy that? I don't even know why I bought coconut extract, but I bought one, and then for whatever reason, in my mind, I did not buy it, so I bought another one, and they're like the $5 coconut flavoring, and so I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? So I don't even know. Maybe I think I had it for like a Hawaiian bread or something, but we didn't really like it. It was okay, but it wasn't like amazing. So I'm like, what can I make with coconut and coconut extract? Let me know. Give me something to make below that would be good. I'm not sure. I know you can do like chocolate covered coconut balls, that kind of thing. I'm just not even really sure. It's been a little while. I like coconut, and some kids do, but not everybody does. So let me know. Got a good coconut cake recipe or something, or I don't even, something I can put some of that flavoring in. I'm just not sure. You know, ideas are always good. Okay, this is gonna melt. Let it come to a boil. Remember, we're doing 230 degrees, and then it'll be the perfect boiling temperature. Then it will get nice and hard. You will not have to worry about soft cookies. You do the method of the boiling for 3 minutes or the method of boiling for however many. Fail. I feel like unless you have a tried and true kitchen, use the same stove your entire life, and 2 or 3 minutes works great for you, then keep it. Myself, I moved to the mountains, and it seems like cooking got different there. Like, I don't know, it's the altitude or what. And then moving here to Florida using this big old stove, it's definitely a little bit different. So I just pop that up. So just learning, just do the temperature, it works for it. So, okay, this is all nice and melted. And then we'll let it come to a boil here. Set this right here. And this will be great. Good little yummy cookies. Just think about it, I'm like, the 3 minute rule, like it's already been 3 minutes, but I'm like, and I also doubled the recipe, so I don't think I ever took that into account at any time because I always made a bigger batch, so that could be why. But the temperature, look, it's still boiling for a while here. 230, that's what we have to go to. It takes a little bit of time. Okay, perfect. You want to make sure it's 230, not going back to 229. Just make sure it's a little good in there. Okay, let's add our peanut butter. I'm doubling mine, so I'm going to add a cup of peanut butter. Okay, the next recipe I'm gonna do is from Mama Bell's. I enjoy her chocolate chip, what do they call that? Peanut butter. Chocolate chip M&M cookies, so good. And the game changer is the pudding in the dough. That makes all the difference. I've always seen it in my Amish and Mennonite cookbooks, and I was like, why would you add pudding? I see why. It makes the cookies so much better. So she had a recipe. I was looking through it the other day, and I was like, she's got loaded peanut butter chocolate chip cookies. I'm like, those look good. So we are gonna follow her recipe. Probably should go to her channel, Mama Bell's, or just the Bells is their channel, and I know she has a video on it. So this is going to be very good. So hers, it's a big recipe here, so I'm going to do a lot less of it, but let me put it over here. I'm going to turn my oven on, and it's nice and clean, so it'll be really, really good. So her, it's 1 1/3 cups of butter and 1 1/3 cups of shortening. I'm going to do half of that because this is a big, or should I just do a big batch? I mean, they're going to be delicious, right? All right. Let's just do a huge batch. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, never mind. So 1 1/3 cups of butter in there, shortening, and the sugars. 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of white sugar. So you're gonna have to add eggs and stuff to that, but this is gonna go for about 5 minutes. 8:09. So I'm gonna mix up the flour ingredients. You do that in a separate bowl here. I'm gonna put it all in here. No, I've never actually beat my ingredients for, it said 5 minutes. I've never ever done it for 5 minutes. Maybe that will make all the difference, nice and fluffy. I don't know, I just have never done that. So I timed it, I'm like, 5 more minutes, like it seems like it's mixed. So I let it go, wash my dishes. Now let me put the rest of the stuff in. The eggs, vanilla, and is that peanut butter? Okay, now I'm gonna add all of this dry ingredients into there and let it go for another 5 more minutes. That's light and fluffy. Light and fluffy might be the key to this, we'll see. Just make sure this is mixed really well, otherwise you get that weird baking soda taste in your cookies. My older kids know what that is. Because their mama never mixed the things together before. I always added them in and thought I mixed well, and then they're like, ew, baking soda. So I apologize, older children. While that's mixing, I have to do, her total is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups of like Reese's peanut butter candy, Butterfinger, baking pieces, all the good things. So I'm gonna do what I have here. I'm just gonna measure it out. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm going to today. I bought this is baking mix, which looks good. We have a little bit of, I think these are butterscotch maybe? Butterscotch, I'll put those in there. Oh, I did that butterscotch. I was thinking about peanut butter. I got butterscotch, that'll work. Let's add some of that. And then let's add some mini chocolate chips. That's good. That'll be a nice mixture for the cookies. New apple gardens. And some new stuff too. Okay, whenever you make something and you make a huge batch like that amount for it, normally I'm always like, let me do a small batch just to make sure it's good and it turned out well. And so, like I know myself, when I did my cookbook, I did my cookbook myself. So I might have like forgot to put a thing in, or maybe I changed a number on accident, whatever. It just happens because it was just me. Nobody was proofreading it for me. I wasn't sending it to a company. And so I'm like, her Mama Bell's cookies, they're amazing. They're amazing. Her chocolate chip is awesome and wonderful. So I have to assume these are gonna be amazing. And it's like a professional cookbook. Like she got it done like real. And so I'm like, surely people went through it and checked the recipes and did it. So I am sure it is delicious. So I'm just gonna do a tester. So I just did 3 in the row there. It looks great. It looks just like our other cookies. And then when those come out, we'll do the rest. But for while I'm waiting, let me get mixed up. I'm gonna do puppy chow because that's something else I had on my list last month and we never made it, so we'll make it this month. So what I'm gonna do for my puppy chow, normally I just use chocolate chips, but I have these white chips that they don't really like. They don't really like the white chocolate. I bought them because why? Because they were on sale and I think they didn't have chocolate at the time. So I've been trying to like disguise them in food. And they don't notice any difference. So I'm gonna take some white and some dark chocolate, melt that, and then make that be our base for our chocolate. It should be good enough here. Some of those, or actually should put the peanut butter in. Let me put the peanut butter in. Let me get my peanut butter. Cookies look like they're gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna get another pan here, get those in the oven. Chocolate's melted, I'm gonna mix it up. It tastes fine, you just taste a little bit of the white, but I don't think they'll even notice. Now, it's so small. It's so small. It's literally 2 boxes. You usually add a bunch of bucks. So this powdered sugar. This powdered sugar or flour? I think that's flour. That's flour. Powdered sugar. Pick the right one, Amy. So anyways, so this is enough, and then I had a tiny little bag over there. Somebody opened with cereal, and I was like, let me pour that in here. Mostly corn. I like mostly rice, but we had corn on sale, so I bought it for $1 a box. So just cover this with powdered sugar, mix up, puppy chow done. Next thing, okay, my treats are done. It was just no bakes. The puppy chow and the chocolate chip cookies are coming out. It says let them sit for a minute and then take them off the pan. They look delicious. I know they're gonna be great. I'm sure they're gonna be amazing. So now I'm gonna start on to my breakfast. So for one of the requested things was pancakes. I'm like, I can do pancakes. Do you want regular pancakes, mini pancakes, fluffy pancakes, what kind? And so they said they want those little round ones that we use with this little, this thing right here, this little machine right here. So, cause it makes them a little bit rounder and fluffy, more like you would buy it at the freezer section. If you make them yourself, they just don't get that round. So I've got pancake mix here. Probably mix like what I see I do here. And then I'll put it in my squeezer, squeeze it in, easy. I remember last time I let this sit while this was heating up, and then it exploded because the batter kind of fluffs up a little bit with the ingredients in there. So make sure you do that. Think these cookies are good? I'm using this one. I like this one. Look at that. Oh yeah, like they're perfect. Like the perfect cookie. It's the pudding mix that makes them all awesome. This is one of those where it takes a little time because you gotta flip them over individually, but it's kind of like cookies. I never liked making cookies because I was always in a time crunch getting stuff done. So like my little kids were growing up, I mean, we did cookies, but I liked to do bar ones better because it was quicker. I didn't have to worry about scooping them out individually all the time. So same thing with these, but they're good and I know they like them. Okay, all my pancakes are done. Look at tons of mini pancakes here. These are good. So I've got the last ones I had a little bit more runny, so they were just fluffier than the other ones, but these are good. So work on head. So I'm gonna just set these over here. So now I'm gonna start on the next one. So the next one is gonna be biscuits because we're doing breakfast foods here. So I'm gonna do some angel biscuits. What are angel biscuits? They're fluffier biscuits. I don't mind regular biscuits, but fluffy ones are so good. So into this right here, I put in there a 1/4 cup of warm water. Let me get my phone and take a picture for you. The reason I take a picture is because I will go upstairs today and edit, and then I'll go, oh, what was the recipe for that? So what you do in here is you take, I'm gonna take 2 packages of these, which is, I think it's 2 1/4 teaspoons to be exact for 1. So I said 3 last time and I think someone corrected me. So it's about 1, 2, I'll just do like overflowing ones. Okay, so good enough. So in here, that's 2 packages of yeast, it's 1/4 cup of warm water, and 2 cups of buttermilk. I didn't have buttermilk. I never usually do because it's like something that won't, like I just don't. So I think back in the day, all I did was take like measuring cup full of milk and put a little bit of vinegar in it, and kind of got it clumpy in that, and that worked. But I also know at Walmart, I think when I moved here, I saw in the baking section, they have a little container. It looks like a container that you would find cocoa in, that kind of size, and then it's buttermilk you mix with water. Genius. So this is gonna sit. This is 115 degrees. I put it in my microwave, so it's good. I'm gonna get out my, let's see, what do we do? Okay, mix all my dry stuff, and then we cut in the shortening. Let me get a bowl here. I'm gonna use this right here and get my, I'm gonna have to get out my flour. I fear, not fear, but I know I'm gonna have to get it out. Or maybe I won't, we'll see. It is 5½ cups of flour. Let's see if we can get out 5½ cups out of this. I think we can. I'm thinking we can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think we can. 5. Oh yeah. Okay, perfect. Good. I just didn't want to have to go in the big box up there. So it's flour and sugar. A 1/3 cup of sugar. Salt. I've got like stuff all over me. Let me get some salt here. It is 2 teaspoons of salt. And then it is baking powder and baking soda. Get my powder out. I'm gonna refill this to baking powder. How much? 2 teaspoons. We can get 2 out of here. Baking powder. 1. Can do the rest. Okay. Let's fill it up, and then 2 baking soda. Right? Not 2. 1 teaspoon. Okay. Mix this up right here, and then I'm gonna cut in shortening into it. So let me have a check cookies. We're doing 10 things at once. I just don't want the end of my cookies to be yucky. Let's use this little shortening thing right here. This is just kind of mix this up right here. And then I've got all this. I specifically want to make biscuits that use shortening, not butter, because I wanted to use of this. So you are cutting in 1 cup of shortening. So cutting this in is way easier with one of these things. Do you need one of these? No, you can just use a knife and break it apart. I remember being first married, and like, even though this is probably only, I'm sure maybe the dollar store even has this, but it was like one more thing to buy. I think nowadays people just buy it and don't care about saving, but I would be like, I don't need to buy that because that's one more thing to buy that I don't need. This is when we were really struggling in the beginning with, lots of kids and trying to pay the bills, all that good stuff, food and water. So this is my mom's, and I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to use it. So one of those things you keep after a while, and you're like, okay, this is definitely nicer to have this. So it makes it just a lot easier. It takes it longer to go through the process with the other one, like with knives and that, but it does work out. You just get a little bit better this way. Okay, so it looks all good. Look at that. It's all cut in. Looks like that right there. And then you're gonna add your liquid yeast mixture to this. Just put a little middle, can you see that? I got to put it right in the middle. All of it in there. You know where this would have did really well? In my dough machine. I wouldn't have to do any of this, but that's okay. It's just a little bit by hand here. It works. I'm putting them on a pizza pan here. These are great. This is great dough. It's fluffy like bread dough, but it's biscuit dough. So when you push it down, kind of fold it over a few times and then flatten it, and that'll get your layers in there when you do it. And then I'm just kind of rolling it out to a rectangle and cutting it out in a circle. That's it. And I just put it on my pizza pan, let it rise up so they kind of touch each other. I'm trying to do my best here. I know I have to do one more pan. But that way, it can be like some real biscuits. I'm gonna put these over here and let them rise till double, and then we'll bake them. Delicious. Almost done with the cookies. I tried to get the last batch in there so I can get it and be done with it. So this is good. Let me get something to cover that. We're gonna do some dishes, all the good things. I'm gonna take a 2-second, 5-minute break and just clean up my mess here so I can keep going on with the food. Okay, we are moving right along. Got my dishes washed, and the only thing in the oven is one more batch of cookies. Biscuits are there. I'm gonna start on my next thing on my list, and it was gonna be biscuits, egg, and bacon. And I was like, how do I do this? We have all, remember I got this at the discount store, all the bacon ends? like I had huge bags for so cheap, and there's a lot in the freezer I just forgot about. So like all this, but if you see, it's got the white fatty stuff. So if you don't like white fatty stuff, me and kids, you cook it and then it'll get like, you know, nice and crispy. So I'm gonna put this over here and let this heat up. And then I'm gonna cook it. And then what I'm gonna do, I was debating how to do it. I was asking Bertha, I'm like, how are we gonna do that? Because the eggs, I'd like to be able to put them on biscuits, but I don't wanna make them all early. So she said, why don't you just put them in muffin tins? There you go. So I'm gonna get out my muffin tins. I think I'm gonna do mine square. I know it goes against the grain, right? But I think this will be perfect size. And then I'll scramble eggs, cook that bacon, and some just want bacon and eggs. That's it. So I will put those in here. I might do a couple extra. Maybe I could put tomato. I like tomatoes and like spinach. Nobody else does though. So you gotta keep it what they like, because I'm not gonna be eating all of these. So let me get in my eggs, my old ones first, so I can scramble them up. Okay, I was able to take my eggs and fill my containers up with, I just have the $1 million eggs because I didn't want to break. So now I'm gonna crack. I think I've got a bunch here. Whatever I don't use, we're gonna be making breakfast burritos as well. So I'm just gonna basically make a bunch of scrambled eggs, but some will go into the muffin liner so that we can bake them, and the rest I'll cook on the stove. Look at the bacon, gets rid of all that fatty and nice and crispy. So I just took some out because I'm gonna do it a little bit longer. I'm just gonna put this on top, and I don't think I'm gonna do any cheese. They can put like cheese slices on it when they make a biscuit. Okay, so the bacon, here it is, all bubbly and getting the grease off. I just took it out of the pan. I took sausage that I had in my freezer, thought we're gonna make breakfast burritos now. So I'm gonna take this egg mixture and scramble it over here. And then I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like, I got all this bacon, this sausage. I'm like, I have a little bit of hash browns. We're gonna do absolutely nothing with these, nothing. Because it's not enough to make like a whole bunch. So I'm gonna do like a little breakfast casserole. I remember making it with cream of mushroom soup, potatoes, eggs, bacon. So it's gonna be yummy. I got my cream mushroom in because I got one more in my freezer, might as well use it up. So let's go over here. I got bacon grease in the pan, and we will fry the eggs. Covered over. Maddie made the suggestion to make breakfast pizza. I'm like, genius. So I'm gonna do that because we've got a couple pizza crusts in the refrigerator. I usually like to do like a sausage gravy for the sauce, but I think I'm just gonna put cheese. It'll be easy. I forgot the #1 rule with the stainless steel pans. Heat the pan up first, and then add your eggs to it, and it won't stick, right? I was like, I totally forgot that. So it's all good. So we're gonna just scramble these. It's gonna be good. It's not bad on the eggs. They did stick a little bit. I'm gonna put some in here with this. Put a little bit of cheese in here. Make a mixture, and then we'll put in some tortillas. This is where everything gets done at one time. So the egg cups are out, biscuits are in the oven. I'm gonna take these and roll them. I decided to do all the eggs. I was like, I'll just make some more eggs up and do breakfast pizza. I don't mind having a little bit extra. So let's just open the tortillas. Let's just rip the bag open. And then I'm gonna wrap them in parchment paper. No, it's heavy dry wax paper from Sam's Club. It works really well. I added canned cheddar cheese to it because it makes very good cheesy flavor. And we're gonna just roll it up, make a bunch of burritos. Okay, biscuits came out. They're looking amazing. Okay, so I'm having all sorts of thoughts and feelings of what I'm gonna make right here. So I'm like, why don't I, instead of being like less using the eggs, I'm like, we haven't had a lot of egg stuff because we haven't had many, so we've been doing a lot of grits. So for the next few weeks, we'll do a lot of egg breakfasts, which is good. So what I'm gonna do, after seeing those egg yolks, I'm like, I'm gonna make some for myself, but I like to do spinach, tomato, and onion in there. And I'm like, that would be good. Do I just do it in a little egg bite things or in a casserole? Probably do an egg bite thing. So I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do here, because I gotta make sure there's enough stuff. So let me re-spray this, make sure there's enough stuff in here. I'm gonna pour some eggs in here so I know that I've got enough for my cups. Actually, just let me get everything cut up and put mine on here, just to get this out of the way. So I'm gonna get tomato here. Let me get a cutting board. I'm gonna cut up a tomato to put in there, and I think I'll do a little bit of spinach because that sounds good. And I don't really know what else do I do. I don't mind onion, but maybe spinach, tomato, and just a little bit of onion. You don't need that many ingredients when you're just making one for yourself. I was like, okay, that'll be plenty there. I'm gonna get some garlic, pepper to put on top, and Parmesan cheese. Okay, I've been trying to do a couple high protein meals for myself, and I had those chicken bites and I was eating. I'm like, what am I gonna make this week? And I had those salads that I got, and I was gonna make some soup today, which I will. Then I can just eat that for dinner, but now I can throw this in here too. Let me put this in the oven. Angel biscuits, I could probably let them brown a little bit more, but yeah, delicious, yummy. Okay, let's keep going. Let's do the casserole. Now this one, let me get the recipe. It's from my friend Jean's cookbook, and she had, it was so good. She did her, well, actually, no, I don't have sausage though now. Let me see. It was really delicious how she did hers. Let me find it real quick. She did, where's this at? She did, okay, ground pork. I've got a little bit I can stick in there. I'm gonna do bacon, salt and pepper. She did onion, margarine, milk, cream mushroom soup, and then the eggs and potatoes. Parmesan cheese on top, easy. So I'm gonna basically mix this in a bowl because that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna create it. You don't make the eggs, you just pour them in here and then you bake in the oven. So we're gonna get creative. Go get some sausage, some bacon, cream mushroom, the eggs stirred together. I put it in a pan with salt and pepper and Parmesan cheese. It's really good. This is done. Amy, why are you putting powdered Parmesan cheese? Because this is how we used to make this recipe, was with this. So I feel like it will be something we've had before, so it'll be memorable. So I'm gonna put this in the oven and bake it. Okay, we're gonna cook the rest of the eggs up here, and then we will scramble those. I'm gonna get out my pizza crust. I think there's 2 in there. 1, 2, looks like there's 3. I'll make 3 pizzas. Put some cheese on it. It'll be delicious and yummy. And then we gather them up. We made a lot of breakfast stuff. I got the biscuits in a bag. So my eggs here, yeah, you have to get it fresh where you don't have it stick to the bottom right away. It's okay. I messed up. I was like, oh wait, you can't actually do that. So I have got, let me see here. I've got 3 pizza. Oh, is it 4? I don't think I'll be able to do 4 pizzas. Let me see. Make sure I use my pans. I might be able to do Let me see if I can do some mini breakfast pizzas. I'll see how many I can make with the eggs, cheese. Be delicious. Okay, I'm moving right along. I'm trying to get all of this done. So now like all the breakfast stuff is done. It's just baking, and then all my desserts are done. Then what I will start on is dinner, which is simple. That's gonna be spaghetti. That's no brainer, the sweet tar sauce and meat. It'll be simple and easy. I was gonna do some breadsticks. I don't know if I'll do that or not. I might just keep the biscuits from the breakfast thing. We'll see. We'll see how motivated I am this afternoon or the rest of this time. And then all I have to do is all my veggie prep, which is get the machino and do all of the peppers and onions and all that stuff, and then we're gonna freeze it. So, and the cheese, because that's gonna take some time. So I thought, well, let me clean up a good space here. So we've got some room while the things are baking in the oven. I think I'm still doing good for time when I gotta get out the door. So I'm just gonna keep on working as quickly as I can. These cookies look delicious. I haven't even eaten one yet. Sometimes when you're baking and making a lot of treats, it's kind of like it doesn't even sound good. So I'm like, it doesn't even sound good. So I think I'll just wait. I know it'll be good. They feel delicious. I know they're gonna be great. I do have a platter. Oh, let's put some on here too. So I am sure the kids are gonna love these. What's not to love about them? Perfect, look at that. Put some in here. Wonderful. These will get eaten a little bit, so I'm not overflowing right now. And then we've got these right here. Okay, pizza little things, they're like crispy, so it's like a crispy pizza. So not bad for gathering fragments. So what I'm gonna do is start on my processing, chopping everything up to go like in freezer and the refrigerator. So last time I have a food processor and it works good to chop up all the veggies because it dices them, and I like that. That's gonna be good, I'm gonna do that. And I did my cheese in there. The cheese just gets so stuck in it. Now last time I used my food processor, and you know what? Like I was afraid it would clump together after, but it really didn't. It works fine for freezing. So it's not shredded, but it melts good. Like on the pizza, it's melted like cheese, so it's no big deal. So I'm gonna do that to all of it because it was a whole lot easier. And then we'll put them in bags, stick in the freezer. This will be cheese for the month. Remember they didn't have much mozzarella, so I'm gonna kind of mix that with the Monterey Jack so nobody knows the difference. And then, except Maddie, because she's right here. And then we just put them in a bag, stick in the freezer. Okay, that is like, you're good. Okay, 1,000 times faster. 1,000 times faster than the machine. So yeah, I don't mind doing this at all. And it's crumbly, like you could buy cheese crumbles. It looks like my feta cheese. I'm like, who says cheese has to be shredded? It's all good. So yeah, I got that and then scoop it up with this. That worked out so much better. So I am going to keep going with the orange cheese now and do that. I have a lot for the month. Okay, so now I think Joyce, you mentioned to me, you said you were concerned if you were to freeze it and it melted, like would it be a clump? Now, all of it has separated. That last chunk of a cheese, it more like pushed together. I had to kind of break it apart. Now the other ones did not, just that block did. So I've kind of like chopped it up a little bit to see. So I guess make sure your cheese is nice as the last one. Is that why? I don't know, but it did get a little bit more clumpier. Whatever, so let's put them in bags. I'm laughing like Bixine is at my feet when I had the bacon. She was right here. So she's here right now. She's like, all the cheese pieces. She's like, I'm getting every crumb. I don't have to worry about stepping on anything because she's right down here eating everything. Okay, lots of cheese. We're gonna put those in the freezer. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, now I'm gonna start on the veggies that I'm gonna do. So for the last, I don't know how long ago I did this, about 3-4 months ago, I took, and in the food processor, took fresh peeled garlic. Is this $10 a bag? I think it's $10 a bag. This has lasted me forever. And you make little garlic pucks of it. So basically, instead of doing the scoop stuff, you just do this. I don't add oils to it. I do nothing. I just grind it up, put it in a quart bag, and then I kind of flatten it a little bit. And then I take a little knife and kind of do like a pattern on it, roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that way when it freezes, it's easy to kind of break off a piece of it. I just do that. Some of it got smushed. It's no big deal. And then put them in a bigger Ziploc bag. And I do the same thing with onions and peppers, and that's what I'm gonna do. But we're gonna put the garlic in the food processor while we got it out. See how I did that little pattern in there? That'll be good. I'm gonna stick these in the freezer so they can freeze, and I'll put them in a bag. I keep working on everything. What I'm gonna do today is make some cabbage vegetable soup and spaghetti, which I was thinking. I'm using up, this is my old onion and garlic that I left over. Look at that piece of bread. This made it not smell in the freezer. So I'm gonna take this so that I don't like not use it, and we'll be using this for our soup and for our spaghetti sauce. Let me get a pan over here. We'll saute this later. Might as well just get it out now. So these are like really frozen. Is it breaking or no? Okay, there are 2 broken things. I'll put more in my soup pan, a little bit in the spaghetti. That way we'll have that to use up, and then if you use up this, it's just a big chunk of onion. So this way the last of my onions get used up. I'm gonna put peppers in here too in my soup. So let's get the food processor tool out over here. This is a beast. It'll chop like crazy and it'll dice everything really nice. So then I'm gonna do a bunch of onions, almost all my bag, and save a few. And we'll just put it through here and it'll chop them all up. Okay, let's start chopping onions, put them in here, and we'll let it spit out in due time. Okay, this thing is a beast. It just chops so quickly. So food processor works great too. I used to do this before. I had this thing and it works great, but there's a ton of onions here. I saved 3. Those were really not very good onions. I usually get them at Sam's and never really had an issue with them being like yucky or anything. Those were just, they're just not as, I guess, as pleasant as they usually are. So I'm gonna put this in a bag, and then I'm gonna do green peppers next. That'll be our next the next veggie coming through. Okay, then I found I had another onion in the refrigerator, so I'm gonna do that one real quick. It's okay, the mix is green peppers next, and we'll let it chop them all up. Okay, I don't mind it mixing with onions because when we have bell peppers, we always will mix them with onions. So this is good. Okay, the next one is, I'll do celery and then I'll do some carrots. My goodness, we are moving right along. I'm trying to get as much as I can get done so I can get out the door. We have got green peppers. We've got some celery here. I also washed and put some in the refrigerator for later. I'm doing cabbage soup, so I'm gonna can I put this in there and let it go tiny? I'm hoping so. So I'm gonna put this in next so it can kind of grind it up so we can put it for soup. It's either that or cut it. So since the machine's out, let's just make all the mess right here. Okay, that worked out great. That's more like the cabbage, like I would like it for coleslaw. So I don't remember that. So this is also cabbage vegetable soup right here. All this is going in here. And then I'm also gonna do, since I've got it out, I'm gonna do potato soup, but not today. So instead of getting this thing back out Friday, I'm gonna do it right now and do a bunch of potatoes and dice them, and then I'm going to put them in water so they don't turn yucky. So awesome. Okay, I think I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna peel a bunch of potatoes so I can put those in. I'll put like one through to kind of clean it out. I just took it apart and it still looks is fine. It's not too matted in there. So let's just peel a ton of potatoes. Not my favorite, but we'll get it done. Awesome. That chops potatoes amazing. So what I'm gonna do, they're soaking in water so they don't brown because I'm not using these for a few days. I'm gonna put a lid on this and then we're gonna put it in the refrigerator. We'll make soup out of it. So the kids are all helping right now. They are taking, Maddie filled up our hot sauce container, put that in the refrigerator. She took all the Miracle Whip, put it in small containers. The boys are filling out my flour containers. So I'm like, okay, this saves me from having to do this. This is working out really good. We're just moving, getting things accomplished. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take hamburger with onions and green peppers and garlic and cook it. So what I'm gonna do right here, I feel it here, I'm gonna put a piece of bread in here. That's what makes it not stink. Put your onions in here. Is it all wet, Maddie? No. Okay. Nope. Okay. Put a piece of white bread in here. It'll get rid of the smell, and then put these in the freezer. Oh my goodness, what a whirlwind. Getting so much stuff accomplished here. So, soup over here is gonna look great. It is cabbage right here. And all I'm doing is kind of heating it so it kind of looks like this. And then I'm gonna add my liquid to it. So I'm gonna add in here, actually frozen. So I'm just pack it full of it because I like that. And then for your broth, it's chicken broth is what I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna put this in here. I'm actually gonna put, and I'll just pour water in. Let's do a bunch of spices in here. I don't mind Italian in here. And even though we've got the garlic in there, add some more garlic and garlic pepper. We got lots of onions. Maybe a little paprika. I don't usually do that, but let's do paprika. Smoky flavor in there. Perfect. Let me get my water. It's gonna be great having cabbage all the time. This is the egg casserole. It's good. It smells delicious. It smells like what I remember. So this is refrigerated for a meal. This we're just gonna let simmer for the day. I'm gonna have to shut it off because I'm gonna be gone, but when I get back, I'll turn it on and let it simmer. That's gonna be some good, hearty cabbage vegetable soup. I like the tiny little piece in there, perfect. We're over here for the spaghetti sauce, so I've got the meat. Salt, pepper, onions, and garlic. Here's some garlic pepper. Italian seasoning. A little more onion. And then we're just cooking it. So the meat is almost done. I'm gonna keep cooking in there, and then I'm gonna add in diced tomatoes. You're good. Simple jar of spaghetti sauce. That's it. Some water for me so I can run the vacuums with you, please. Let me bring those snacks over here to this countertop so I can. Okay, let that kind of heat up. This is gonna be spaghetti sauce. This will be for pasta later. Soup is gonna simmer. Great day. All right, so I'm pretty much done for the day. The only other thing I wanted to make was taco seasoning, and that didn't happen. It's okay, I can make it whenever we need to. I think there might even be a little bit up there. So I'm done. I've got all my treats made. We made a lot of breakfast foods in the refrigerator, and we also got all of those veggies chopped up, which is awesome. Tonight for dinner, we'll have spaghetti. I'll cook some pasta. I'll pull out a salad and cut up a cucumber with that with some cheese and dressing. I'll have soup as well, and I've got veg salad for me. So a great day. So I hope you enjoyed all of the food prep. I got done before I got to get out the door. I got 5 minutes to spare. So you have a fantastic rest of your day. Come back tomorrow, we'll have another video. All right, we'll see ya. Bye.